Okay. Okay. How many of you guys have ever made a mess that you did not want to fess up to? You guys ever make a mess that you did not feel like fessing up to? Or maybe it was like you knew you were caught, but you wanted to skew it towards your truth of it. You made the mess, but you wanted people to know why you were feeling that way. Okay, so I remember when I was younger. I don't even remember the reason for this, but I remember when I was younger, my brother made me really upset, and so I wanted to teach him this lesson that apparently is impossible for an older brother to teach younger brother. That if you mess with me, then this is really going to go bad for you. And so he never learned that lesson. So just over and over and over again, as an older brother, I always felt like it was my job to teach him responsibility towards humankind by trying to beat the crap out of him when he messed with me. And so, which is hilarious because my whole life he's always been at least equal to or stronger than me. And so that's been very harsh. So I remember when I was younger, and I think it was early middle school, and I was like, I can't wrestle this guy. He's just the same height as me, but 5 inches shorter, which means it's just all a lot of strength right in the middle, and you just can't move him. He's just a little tiny boulder that's talks and he's annoying. And so I couldn't wrestle him to the ground. That was our main mode of fight at the time. And so I remember one time I was so mad. So I did something, and it was enough to get him mad. So he started chasing me. And I was like, don't chase me. As I'm running, right? I'm shouting over my shoulder, don't chase me! Don't chase me! You're not going to want to do this! And I run out of the house, into the garage, out of the garage, around the back corner of the house. And as I'm going around the back corner of the house, this probably devilish thought entered my head. I'm rounding the back corner. There's a shed right behind our house, and I'm past the shed, and I'm there's a shovel. And without a hesitation at all, I just reach with my left hand as I'm running by. I grab the shovel and I jump up on our picnic table. And I'm like, Joe, come up here. I will swing the shovel. And of course, as this upstanding character modeling brother, I wanted to show him that I don't lie, right? I tell the truth. When I speak, don't come up here. I don't want to use a shovel. I will. And he, of course, he does with everything, needs to test me. Okay? And so he starts charging me. And I'm I told you, I'm free now. I am cleared of all charges because I already warned you. It was what my stupid 10-year-old brain was thinking. And so as he's running at me, I just and that moment is frozen in my head because I opened his forehead with the shovel. And I made the biggest mess I could possibly make. Because not only did I obviously make a mess on the ground with all his blood, but I made a mess in our relationship, right? And I made a mess, and I'm oh, no, it's okay, it's not that bad, I'll clean it up, right? I'm just don't tell Dad. That's all I'm thinking, I made such a mess that I didn't want anyone, I didn't want to have to fess up to it to somebody who actually had authority over me when this was happening. And here's the truth. I think sometimes we do this, we are sometimes hesitant to approach God because we think that He's either upset with our mess that we've made in our lives or scared of the mess. They can't handle all of the stuff that we've made a mess of in our lives or whatever it is. We don't want to mess up to the mess we've made in our lives a lot of times or the mess that our life it just feels like our life is. There's stuff in our hearts, there's stuff in our homes, there's stuff just in the way that we live our lives, and we don't want to fess up to it, and so we don't approach God about it. And a lot of times what winds up happening is we feel like we're the reason that there is a distance between us and God. I remember when I was growing up, I went to a different church, and this church had beautiful stained glass windows. And there's not a whole lot of churches anymore that have stained glass windows like this. And it's a really beautiful building. It's still up in Petoskey. It's called First Baptist Church. And I grew up going to First Baptist from when I was 10 all the way through high school. And I remember there was a lot of stuff inside of my life that I was ashamed of, right? I was like, man, if people knew that you're really disappointed in me, God must be disappointed in me. And like I would harbor this stuff. And so I remember in middle school, I was like such a bully. I was the mean kid. And because I was so insecure. And so I would go to church and I would sit in the pew and we had this one stained glass window and it was like Jesus as a shepherd with some sheep out of the pasture. But how many of you guys have ever seen the Mona Lisa painting before, right? Anywhere you go in the building, she's looking. Like you ever tried that before? You step over here and Mona Lisa's still staring at you. You step over here. And like that stained glass window was just like that. Like his head was just tilted just right, but his eyes came up. It was like staring right at you. So no matter where you went in the entire auditorium, like this stained glass window of Jesus was still looking at you. And I would try it out. Like I would sit in different places. And I remember in middle school I was, still like just ashamed of how mean I was, but also very insecure of who I was. And I'd be like, oh man. And like in high school I started dealing with addiction and I was really ashamed of that. And I remember every time I would like go and sit in church, there was this like creeping thought in the back of my head, like, he knows. And he's just like looking at me everywhere I go, he's staring at me. And there was this thing inside of me that I remember like, man, I feel like I'm the reason that there is a distance between me and God, and I'm really nervous to approach God because of that. I'm really nervous to approach God because of that. And what I want to talk about tonight, the thing I love about the Christmas story is that Jesus is not scared of your mess. In fact, your mess should not be the reason that you have distance between you and God, because Jesus came into the middle of that. He wasn't nervous of that, and he actually entered that in a very similar way. So if you have a Bible, open up to Matthew chapter 1. Matthew chapter 1, and this is the beginning of the Christmas story. This is one of the accounts of the Christmas story. Matthew chapter 1, starting in verse 18. And what I want to do is I want to outline 7 different scenarios, whether it was an action happening or a character that we're going to look at. And I want to bring out just a few things about 7 things about these 7 different scenarios that I think are going to really point us in the right direction. The first scenario I want to look at is Mary and Joseph, these 2 different characters. The birth of Jesus Christ took place in this way. When his mother Mary had been betrothed to Joseph before they came together, she was found to be with child with the Holy Spirit. And her husband Joseph, being a just man and unwilling to put her to shame, resolved to divorce her quietly. But as he considered these things, behold, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream, saying, Joseph, son of David, don't do it, don't fear to take Mary for your wife, for that which is conceived in her is from the Holy Spirit. And she's going to bear a son, and you're going to call his name Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins. And all of this took place to fulfill what the Lord had spoken by the prophet. Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and they will call his name Emmanuel, which means God with us. And when Joseph woke from his sleep, he did as the angel of the Lord commanded. He took his wife, but he did not know her, like really know her, until she had given birth to a son, and he called his name Jesus. Now think about this for a moment. It's shameful enough to get pregnant before you're married. My mom got pregnant before she was married. And my dad's side of the family disowned her for a long time because of that. And I was proud of that. And so I've seen firsthand not only what the shame of that can do, but think about it in this context. Like, this is a highly religious context. This is something that is so countercultural that people actually would be shunned from the entire community for an action like this. So Mary, she gets this really good news from the angel of the Lord. The angel of the Lord shows up and says, you are going to conceive. You're going to bear a son. You're going to name his name Jesus. And Mary's like, I don't know how long you've been on earth, but I don't think that's how it works. Like, how do I explain this to you? I don't know Joseph, if you know what I mean, right? And she's like, trying to have this like birds and bees conversation with the angel, and she goes, I didn't do anything. Like we're pure, we're virgins. We like it's not like that. And he's like, oh no, I know you're a virgin, but it's okay because God's gonna give you a baby, which is semi-reassuring in the moment, until Mary has to go and tell somebody, hey, Joseph, can you give me some more Tums? I got some morning sickness. You guys, did you eat something weird? Like, no, like I got like something else going on inside of me. Oh, okay. You're like, we should go see the doctor. He said, no, like I got someone else going on inside of me. Like, but baby, I mean, I promise, like, I don't even sleep in the same bed as you. Like, no, it's not you, Joseph. It's not you. Like, oh, like that helps. Like, excuse me? She's like, no. It's okay because God put him in there. Oh, really? Did he now? Honey, I know you've been watching called Midlife with my wife a lot, but like, it doesn't work like that. Did you ever take biology, Mary? Like if you, like who's the guy? Like, it's okay, like, whatever, like, I won't spread this around, but like, who's the guy? You can tell me the name at least. Like, no, there is no guy. Like, it's God. Like, I'm a virgin. And he's like, okay, my wife is unfaithful, and she's crazy now. Right? Like, think about this. This is Joe, like, he loves this woman with his heart. And now his heart's just been broken in one moment where she, according to like what he's thinking, is like lying to her, has been unfaithful, or lying to him, and she's been unfaithful to him, and now she's trying to blame this on God. And you're like, man, you're manipulating me, woman. And like, so Joseph is like really mad, but he's this man of honor. His character is driving him to honor her in this moment, and so he resolves quietly to put her away. Now, you have to understand this. When you were engaged in this culture, it wasn't like a no ring, no thing kind of culture. Like, engagement was basically the next thing to marriage. It was pretty binding. And so to say I'm engaged to somebody, I'm betrothed to somebody, you almost had to divorce them in order to break off the engagement. That's what Joseph's about to do. I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do it quietly, so that nobody has to, I can give back the dowry, give back the bride money, that kind of stuff, and work out those negotiations the other way around with her father. And so he's like trying to scheme this up, and the angel of the Lord appears to him in the dream. Dude, she's telling the truth. She's not on some weird diet. She's not thinking weird. It's not that time of month. It's like, it's not her, dude. It's like, it's me. It's me. She's gonna have a baby boy. In fact, she's got God inside of her right now. That's all great until you have to go tell somebody if you're Joseph. Right? Like, how do you preserve your honor in the community when everybody sees your wife as unfaithful? And frankly, for almost the rest of her life. That's a big reputation that she has. Talk about anxiety that Mary's experiencing now, right? Mary is just filled and overcome with anxiety. And the drama that Joseph has to deal with, and everywhere he goes, there's chatter. Everywhere, everything he says, people now not really believe him a whole lot. Like, Joseph's life has just become filled with so much drama. You take this anxious, drama-filled couple and check out what happens next in chapter 2. Now, after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, wise men, well, let me back up a little bit. We just read this passage from Luke chapter 2. I need to get to this point first. Remember, Caesar Augustus makes a decree, all the world that he is ruling should be taxed. Have you guys ever tried to drive through Petoskey in summer during 4th of July week? Keyword tried, right? Have you ever tried to drive through Chicago when the Bears are playing on a Sunday morning? Some of you guys, I used to drive that to church. I would drive from downtown Chicago out to Oswego, and on the way out on Sunday morning, 45-minute drive to get to church. On the way back, especially when the Bears are playing, 2.5-hour drive. Like, you move from stoplight to stoplight in a matter of 10 minutes. I'm talking like stoplight here, stoplight at the other end of the room. Like that, just bam, bam, it just, you can sit at the same stoplight and see 3 green lights. Like, it's just, that's how much traffic is. Like, talk about stressful. When everybody is converging onto the same town, right? And so everyone's going back to their homelands. Everyone's, like, just talk about traffic central, okay? I'm sure Dunkin' Donuts and McDonald's are making a killing during this time of year because, like, everybody's traveling. And this is, like, so stressful. And can I tell you, you just have to take my word on this one. When your wife is pregnant, everything is stressful. Okay? Every travel, everything, like, I love her to death. She's filled with grace, literally, when she was pregnant. But, like, she was amazing. But just pregnancy is not fun. And so, everything is stressful. And then when you add a normal amount of stress, it's that much more stressful. And she's riding a freaking donkey. Okay? Like, when you're pregnant, and this is happening a lot, like, just saying, like, potholes are bad, let alone riding a donkey for a few hundred miles. And so this is stressful, man. They're just going crazy. That just needs to be over with. You could have picked such a better time to have a world census right now. Who cares about your numbers, Caesar Augustus? You know, like, Mary's probably thinking in her head, like, man, you got the anxiety, you got the trauma, now you just filled your life with so much stress. Not only that, we talk about worry. Right? We mentioned in Luke chapter 2, they go and, like, knock on one door of the hotel, Holiday Inn, booked full. Knock on the next door, Motel 6, booked full. Knock on the next door, Super 8, booked full. Knock on the next door, Mom and Pop, bed and breakfast, booked full. Knock on the next door, Barry Marin, booked full plus some. You go to every single Airbnb, and they're like sharing beds with other families, just like awkward and booked full. And they're like, we've walked up and down every single street. My wife is exhausted. She's tired. She's eating for 2. My donkey is thirsty. It smells like so bad in the streets because of all the donkeys that have walked through here already. Like this, we need to sleep. My wife is exhausted and tired and thirsty and hungry. And I can't even complain about it because I'm not pregnant. This is what Joseph's thinking, right? Like, everything is just filled with stress going on. And not only that, she is like, you know what I mean? Like, her dress is starting to get shorter because it's pushing out a little bit farther. Like, it's just, she's ready to give birth. I love that my kids were born in a hospital where it's clean, there's medical professionals. Frankly, I had an alternative to be born under a bridge. If my kid's born under a bridge with a totally dirty environment, or at least born in somebody's house, I would at least take the home birth, even though it's kind of weird to me. Like, some people really love it, but like, Mary doesn't have that option. She gets the back of the barn. She is like priority 2 after the animals. Like, the animals already got a place to stay, and then she has to find a way to sleep around them. And can I tell you, when a baby is born, all you want to do is sleep, but it's like crying a lot, it's really hungry all the time, and you're like, you finally get it down to sleep, you're like, you can't make shit! Like, I want to make kebabs out of you right now. Like, she just, everything is going wrong, and she's worried. Like, is this baby going to be clean? Is this baby going to be fed? Have I even eaten enough? Like, this town is so filled with people. Man. Talk about, like, her birth, Jesus' birth. That was a time of worry, man. We make little nice nativity scenes. We clean them out. We put nice, clean shiny yellow straw down. We have really rich people with gifts in there, right? We've got everything, an angel on top, just kind of, I've been having kids that have you seen that when you push the angel, like a beautiful song starts playing. It's called Away in Manger, right? And it sounds so lovely. Oh, wait, this baby has no place to sleep. So mom and dad have no sleep ever. This is not a fun time. That's what I'm trying to say. Worry, anxiety, drama, stress. Not only that, talk about uncomfortable. Like my son right now has a few places he can sleep. Mom's arms, most comfy. Second most comfy is his bed. Actually, it's our bed. I don't want him to roll off. The third most comfy is his bed. Like you try to lay him down to sleep on the hard ground, not happening, right? You try to let him sleep in his car seat, small chance that it's going to happen. Put him in a wooden box that animals were just eating out of. That's a good idea. Yeah, clean out some of that disgusting pig slop so that he could sleep in that. Put some hay in there. Just find the clean stuff over in the corner or whatever. Uncomfortable. And then this happens. He's now 2. Okay, so I get this one as well. My daughter's 2. Matthew chapter 2, verse 1. Now after Jesus was born in Bethlehem in Judea, in the days of Herod the king, behold, wise men from the east came to Jerusalem. And they said, where is he who's been born king of the Jews? Hey, Herod, where's the king of the Jews? Yeah, looking at him. No, the new one. What? Now Herod's like, no, I'm the guy, I'm the king. And then he's like, no, I'm the real king. Long story short, let me make this short. Herod's like, all right. They search for him, they find him, they're like, okay, when you go and find him, come back, bring me word that I can go worship him myself. So the wise men, they go, and then they have this dream, and the angel's like, yeah, you probably should go back and find Herod because he wants to kill Jesus. And so they don't, and they leave, and they don't go back to Herod. Now Herod gets really ticked off. Here's a Cliff Notes version of this. Herod wants to kill him, so he kills him. He can't find him, so he's like, every baby boy under 2, murder them, slaughter them. It's like abortion out of the womb, just everything under 2. Talk about fear, right? Talk about just feeling defeated. They get up and they flee to Egypt. They leave their country, right? They are refugees. Jesus was born. The Christmas story is the story of refuge at this point. Flees to Egypt, scared for his life, and feeling very defeated, right? This is the king of the world. This is the king who came to deliver us, and he is running for his life. Pause by the way. It obviously gets better, but what I want to make a point is that Jesus was born into a mess to show that he wasn't afraid of ours. Jesus was born into anxiety, drama, stress, worry, uncomfort, fear, and defeat. You ever felt anxiety? Ever experienced drama? Anything ever stress you out? You ever worry about what other people might think? Or go through something that's so uncomfortable that it actually registers as pain? You've been fearful or feeling defeated? Jesus was born into a mess to show that he wasn't afraid of us. Jesus was born into a mess. And I love this because in the middle of all this mess, in the middle of this chaotic mess, this miracle was born. This miracle, his name was Jesus. And little did anyone know that this was going to be the turning point of humankind. This was going to be the turning point of human history. This was the focal point of the entire Bible. Because this little baby was one day going to defeat death and bring new life for anybody who put their faith and trust in you. In the middle of this mess, there was a miracle that was born. And I want to just reach out to you and say, I don't know what the mess is. I don't know what you're feeling. But if Jesus is present in your life, there is a miracle in the middle of your mess. That Jesus is the miracle in the middle of your message. If you're feeling like there's a sense of darkness, like Jesus is the light, and here's my encouragement to you. I'll close with this. If you receive the light, be the light. This little baby boy was the light of the world, who was going to bring light to the darkest places on planet Earth. And the light of the world, the light of the world, the light of your world. The light of the world does never want you to be wandering in darkness. Does never want you to feel like your mess is going to overwhelm you, that it's too much. That this little miracle in the middle of a mess is the light of the world. He wants to be the light of your world. Feel that? I think sometimes we think, oh man, let me get all of my stuff figured out, and then I'll add Jesus on top of it, and I'll feel better. Let me sort it all out, and then let me then credit it to Jesus, but I'm going to get exhausted trying to do that. And Jesus is like, no, I'm not scared of your mess. I'm not afraid of your mess. I'm not worried by the things that worry you. Like, I've got it all figured out. I've overcome the world. I came into this mess because I'm not scared of yours. I just want to be the light of your life. And the thing is, you will if you let him. If he's your go-to, if he's the one who's constantly bringing you joy, not something else. Like, if he's the one that you put your faith in, he'll be the light of your life. He doesn't want you wandering in darkness. The light of the world wants to be the light of your world, and if you receive the light, be the light. Let's pray. Jesus, man, we are so grateful for you, that you came and you put skin on and bones on and you pump blood through your veins. Like, you are God. And you came to be with us, Emmanuel. But I pray that would bring us great joy this holiday season. I pray that as we seek to glorify you, or seek to know you and to grow closer to you, that you would light up our lives. And I pray that our lives would never be the same because we've encountered you. Please use us to be the light for somebody else this holiday season. Amen. Well, Connor's going to come up. We got a few more songs. I know it's 8 o'clock already, but if you bear with us, we got a couple songs, and we're going to just lift the name of Jesus and some Christmas carols. Connor!
Okay, so Christmas carols are like the best, right? Yeah. Start when I sing them once a year, right?